branco.
But how do I fall?
I have a great boyfriend. I have a wonderful family. Just keep thinking about what's wrong with me.
Suddenly this job appears. Finding a job that suits you is kind of like dating.
Slow down, raindrops on the window.
Why am I unhappy?
But it doesn't make sense at all. And the microphone on the wall. I'm upside down, singing down the hall. Slow down, raindrops on the
Hey
window.
guys, it's Dinara. How are you doing? If you haven't seen my last video, please go and watch it first because this video is a part 2 of this 2021 series and I'm gonna continue the narrative based on where it left off in the previous vlog. So it's gonna be somewhere here and also the link in the description. Now where the last vlog left off, I was flying to another country, and before I go into showing you all the clips from that place and describing what was happening, I want to say 2 things first. Number 1, all of the vlogs that I'll be showing you guys are all filmed following the local COVID regulations, whether it's Russia or Turkey or Germany, anywhere else in the world. I lost count of how many PCR tests I've taken this year. I followed quarantine whenever the country needed it. For example, when I arrived in Moscow, I had to stay at home for 3 days and then take the COVID test, and when I arrived in Dubai, there was no quarantine because the country was open for tourists and we stayed at the hotel. Some countries are easing up right now, some countries are still in lockdown, things are changing almost every month, and I just really wanted to address that before we go forward with the video. Another thing I want to talk about is that neither on my YouTube channel nor on my Instagram or any other public appearances that I make, I don't discuss politics, and there are many reasons for that. My degree is actually kind of about political science. I took a bunch of classes on politics, but I don't think it's my place to talk about it online. I'm not an activist, I'm not a politician. I'm just a person who's trying to live her best life. If you want to learn more about any state yourself, you can go on Freedom House Report, you can go on Human Rights Watch Report. There's this amazing YouTube channel that I'm gonna put right here that has a bunch of documentaries that I love to watch. There's so much information out there to learn, to educate yourself about, and when I go to a new place, I just really don't want to reduce the people who live there to the political situation in their country, because I would hate it if somebody did that to my country. I also want to point out that in some countries it might be encouraged to speak up and share your opinions, and there will be no repercussions for that, while in some other countries you can really get into trouble or there will be severe consequences. So let's just all keep that in mind. I think ultimately the goal of my YouTube channel and Instagram and everything I do is to share things that will hopefully make you enjoy the point of view that I enjoy in the world in an authentic, honest way. And I think that's a very fair vision and boundary at the same time to put in place. And now that I've remembered to turn on the ring light, back to the actual topic of this video. In this video, I'll be showing you the clips I filmed in Dubai when I was there back in March. I think I was there in March, and I'll be inserting myself from the present moment throughout the video to add explanations. But before I can show you Dubai, I have to explain what the hell I was doing in Dubai, and that's a very interesting story. Back in February, somebody reached out to me about this blockchain startup and how amazing and cool it is, and they're looking for this person to help them build it. And I went through the interview process, I sent my resume and everything, and I got the job. It was all very exciting. I was learning more about Ethereum, listening to podcasts about the cryptocurrency market. It was really interesting to sort of, you know, fully direct my attention there. The company had an office in Berlin, and during the interview they told me that, ooh, they will help me move to Germany and like I can work in Berlin. And you guys know how much I love Berlin. I was like, ooh, that sounds like really, really cool. And they told me I can work part-time while I'm still in college, and then when I graduate I can work full-time, and I would be like presenting at conferences, doing all of these things, and it was just so exciting because it literally just, it came to my life, you know, at a moment when I really didn't expect it. I wasn't looking for a job because it was still very early in this year, and so I just took it. Looking back, it sort of feels like a test from the universe to test my intentions for my life. And what a test is, I don't believe that the universe is actually out there to get us and test, are we ready, are we worthy to like take on this next opportunity? I feel like we might have like a desire consciously, but then we have like fears that are subconscious, and those are manifesting as tests. For example, you really want to have a conscious, loving, respectful relationship, and you're like manifesting it, trying to get it into your life, like working on yourself to get it, and then a person appears in your life and they match like everything you want except for like a couple key points. And that's kind of like a test to see if you will settle for this person who meets so many of your expectations, but then maybe they're not always available or they don't meet certain needs that you have. Will you settle for that? Or will you be like, okay, this is great, thank you so much, I'm moving on to something else because I know there's something better that will actually meet all of my needs. So you respect your worth and your standards and your boundaries, and you don't settle for anything that's less than that. That's sort of what university tests are. Looking back, I feel like that job kind of was a test, because at that moment I was doing Castle, was going so well, and I really wanted to like make YouTube videos again, and I really told myself that I'm gonna dedicate myself to putting myself out there more on social media, like creating a certain strategy, like doing what I love. And then suddenly this job appears, and it's everything that a person in my position in the 4th year of university, tech, blockchain, pays well, remote, and I took it. I'm so grateful for that experience, because that was not it, and I realized that that's not it for me, and so it completely changed the course of the year. Now, why Dubai? I started working there in February, and the company really wanted to plan a company retreat for the first time for people to meet each other, and the only place that was open for tourists at the time, one of the few places that was open for tourists at the time, was Dubai. So my job was to help organize it, and of course it meant that I had to be there, and that was such a surprise to me, because I was like, what the hell, I'm going to Dubai? I've had 2 classes this semester. I had Castle. I completely bailed on YouTube because I just didn't have an ounce of mental capacity to spend on that. I was doing that job. I had my marketing job that's part of my work study at Minerva, and I had my thesis all at the same time. And in the beginning, I was like fine balancing it, right? It was okay. But then I couldn't. I was falling apart a little bit, and I think that's when like the burnout kicked in. And the thing about burnout is that once you're in it, but you still have things to do, like you can't just pause because you believe that there's no stopping, I can't slow down. There's still a ton of things you have to do, but you have zero energy, and you start getting really bad at them. Now I really believe that it's just impossible to do that if you want to be sane and happy. So this is the general context with which we're going into this video, and I welcome you guys to Dubai.
I sat beside the keyhole, glimpsing at the world outside. I felt like I was dreaming, growing used to dimming light. I had to leave.
My blog has successfully turned into a weather channel, but remember guys when I was in -20 in Moscow and my door was frozen? Look at that, I'm like a sausage. Feels so good. I am in this 5-star hotel room in Dubai on a full paid trip for a job that I got, and I'm unhappy. Why am I unhappy? I've been thinking about it today, and I feel nauseous, I feel anxious, and I have a great boyfriend. I have a wonderful family. I have money enough not to like worry about it every day, and just keep thinking about what's wrong with me, and I don't think there's anything wrong with me. There shouldn't be anything wrong with me, right? And then I wonder, what if I just delete all social media, and if I live in a hut in a forest, will this all go away? And then I remind myself that it's in me. You can't run away from yourself. I just need to figure out what to do. Maybe I just put so much in myself and need to let go of some things. Just don't know, but what I do know is that it's gonna get better, and I visualize my happy, authentic, true self that wakes up every morning feeling happy, smiling, excited to start every day, live with joy, live with love. That's what I'm manifesting. That's it.
We welcome you to the show.
I can really feel my skin drying up, but I think this is worth it.
boy, new boy. Brava! Camera right?
No, I don't want.
Come on.
No, I don't want.
Come on, you can touch.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay.
No, you can touch.
It's fine.
Yeah. And I make a video for you.
It's okay. I don't need a video. Thank you. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, you?
I'm great. You know how in Dubai there are man-made islands that look like palm trees? Well, I'm actually on it. Isn't this just crazy? This is probably the most chaotic vlog I ever filmed, but I'm on a palm. Like an actual literal palm island that was made by humans. And there are buildings here, like hotels, houses, and it's all made by people. Isn't that like...
And the microphone on the wall.
I don't know, I feel like it's so cool, unimaginably cool, and also a little bit scary. Wow. Anyways, I'm on my way to get my coffee.
I think it's really interesting how probably from the outside, maybe it looked like I was super happy or I was like on this vacation and oh my god, it is Dubai. But I was just so miserable and I feel like those 10 days were extremely expanding, challenging. I met a lot of really cool people, a lot of Ukrainian people. I learned so much about Ukraine. Доброго ранку. And I was so grateful to see this new city, you know, that has the highest tower building, that has the biggest mall. Everything was just so beautiful and it literally felt like out of a fairy tale. But guys, I was dying on the inside. I was so anxious. I really feel like this semester, you know, sometimes you have like a little bit of anxiety, you're like, breathe it in, breathe it out, that's fine. But every day I was waking up and I was just anxious, and I do not wish that upon anyone. I do not wish that upon myself. It was just stupid. It was a stupid situation to be in because I put myself in it and I realized that I had to withdraw from it. And I think it was easy because I was already starting to suck at my job because I just couldn't handle it. And so I talked to them and they still offered me to stay in the company and be doing something else, but I quit. And I think it was very respectful, it was very nice. It sort of really helped me realize that finding a job that suits you is kind of like dating, because you might be great, they might be great, but you're not a good match. That's it. No feelings hurt because it's no one's fault. And in finding a job that you want, just like in relationship and any other area in your life, you really want to have the abundance mindset that if what you have right now is not working out, you shouldn't cling on to that out of fear that this is the only thing that you'll have in your life and everything else, like no more good opportunities will be there. No, you should approach it from the mindset of, this is not working out. I'm gonna like be grateful for this experience. I'm gonna respectfully withdraw, because there are so many things that could be amazing for me. There's like a whole world of possibilities, of joy, of things that have so much potential to make you happy. And so that was just very important to remember at that moment. And from that point onward, things started to shift. An example is that the hotel was right on the beach, and I went to the beach I think almost every day. And every day while I was swimming in that water, I had so many thoughts running through my head. I was so stressed, so nervous because I still had classes, guys. I missed a couple classes. I had to do makeup work for them. I had my freaking thesis deadlines, and I also had Dee's Castle, which thank God for Dee's Castle, because every week that was something that was so fulfilling for me to like lead my lives and do meditations with the community. If you don't know what Dee's Castle is, it's like a private club that I started back in November, and if you want to join, just follow me on Instagram and you'll find out everything. But basically, I was swimming and I was so stressed, I was so anxious and like thinking about everything I had to do, and I could not relax. I just couldn't relax. The last day when like everything was over with, I was like, okay, this is my last day of this job. I went into the water and I fully relaxed. I know it sounds trivial, but you know when your mind is blank? Like, I smiled, I laughed in the water. There was no one else in the water except for me, and I was just like, wee, wee. windy, and I feel like that's such, like, I feel like I'm lighting up just talking about it. That's such a huge indicator of what it is that we should do in life, because it doesn't matter how good something looks on paper or from the outside. I feel like we all have something unique and authentic within us, and it's always more rewarding to live according to that. It's just difficult to find sometimes, right? But that was it. That was my moment.
So don't.
It is windy. It's cold, to be honest with it. To hell with it. It's my last full day in Dubai, so we're just gonna go for it. Another reason why those 10 days in Dubai were so formative for me is that it really expanded my mind in terms of the lifestyle. I was staying at a 5-star hotel and it was all paid for. I took the most luxurious Uber option every day when I needed to get somewhere. My flights were covered. I extended my stay at the 5-star hotel myself. I paid for it myself, and it was just this lifestyle that I don't think I could imagine living as a student, and that was just so powerful to me in terms of this is possible. I can be whatever the fuck I want to be in this world and achieve whatever I set my mind to. I started in 2020. I had no idea this would happen. Perhaps for some people, that type of lifestyle where you like live in so much comfort, that's the norm, but it's not for me. And that's why to like jump into that and experience it, it was like, wow, this is real, this is possible. I can like keep working and attaining things like that. Like, I deserve stuff like that. More than anything, it showed me that money and all of the things related to like material possessions, they're just another form of energy, and it's possible to attract the type of energy through actions, and there's nothing to be ashamed of if you want more comfort in your life. You're not less spiritual if you want to have a nice house. You're not less spiritual if you don't want to be stressed about money every day. You're not less spiritual or more shallow if you want to have a nice meal at a restaurant, or if you want to possess some luxuries. It's just energy. And that whole experience inspired me to learn more about money energetics, to talks about it on D's Castle, to start working on that areas of our lives with other D's Castle members, and I'm just really grateful that that happened. And this is where I'm gonna end this video, guys. If you liked it, make sure to put a thumbs up because it supports my channel, and subscribe. There'll be a part 3 of this 2021 series next week, where I'll be sharing where I went after Dubai, why, and where I am now. If you want to find out earlier, just follow me on Instagram, and I will see you very soon. Until then, I hope you're having a wonderful, grateful time wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing on this glorious, beautiful day. Mwah.
Dreaming.